I have no idea about German politics. Well, you see, that's kind of, this isn't a poke at you now, right? But that's kind of a scary thing, that a lot of people can make that statement these days where they don't really understand or know, about the Germans and not just Germans, right? But about our history of disastrous things. And this is what worries me about the cancel culture and the ripping down of monuments and stuff, right? Because if it's not taught to people, right, and if there's not reminders around of stuff that we've done wrong, my argument is, how do we make sure in a couple of generations time from now, right, that they don't make the same mistakes that were done before because they didn't know about them? Obviously, I know who Mrs. Inglemoor was talking about, but I did have to look up the current leader. Right? No, I get you. No, I'm not saying that wasn't like I said, it wasn't a poke at you. It was just the general thing that these days is that, if there's something that people don't like, they want it cancelled and they want it removed. They just want to put it all behind them and not think about it. And the thing is that I just think that that's such a dangerous thing to do, because that's okay for those people right now, right? And that's fine for them, because now they no longer have to see it. They no longer have to be around it because they find it offensive or whatever, right? What I'm talking about is the next couple of generations that don't have an offense to anything like that, and they're not going to look at it, and it might not spark them off to think of who that person was and why there's a statue there, and then all of a sudden that information's lost, and then we just have no choice, and the possibility of repeating that mistake again is in my opinion almost a certainty. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. And it's like I do get it. I do understand it, but you can look at a statue in two ways. You personally, you can look at that statue and you could, for argument's sake, you could spit on the statue. You could be like, oh, every time you walk past me, you go, oh, that person was terrible. He did this, this, and this, and make sure that everybody knows about it, right? Or you could take it down and not have to see it anymore. And I just think that, how you perceive something is really important. And it seems to me like in this cancel culture rather, of people just getting offended over everything, it's okay to be offended. It is. It's okay to be offended, because you don't agree with something and you don't like it or whatever else. That's okay. You have every right to be offended. It's a feeling. It's yours. That's free from whoever you believe the maker is, right? But the problem is offense is usually different from person to person. 7. I'm offended this painting isn't done yet. Yes, exactly, 7. I'm trying my hardest to get it done. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you in here. But yeah, what I was saying is that you can get offended, right? But just because you're offended doesn't mean to say that other people are offended. And the thing is that I kind of wonder, right, what would happen to somebody who was a real cancel culture activist, for argument's sake, right? If, let's say, let me just say this, and I'm just trying to make a bit of a straw man argument just to prove my point for a minute here, so you understand where I'm coming from. Let's say the person that's really wanting to promote cancel culture, I'm not doing too bad, buddy, right? He's really into, I don't know, cute pictures of rabbits, right? Innocent, cute pictures of rabbits. I would like to turn around and say that I'm offended by them and I want them gone. And I wonder how they would react. I know that's kind of a ridiculous analogy, but the point still stands. You know, how would they react to having something that they don't want cancelled? You know, I don't know. What you got planned for today, Seven? Are you streaming? Let's get a bit of this on you. Yeah, I'm having to get this painting done a little bit quicker than I anticipated, Seven, because it's my granddaughter's birthday next week, or the end of this week, I believe, or the end of next week. I can't remember now. It's only a few days away. So because I had those days off because of being ill and whatever, and then my computer and being manipulated and stuff. Maybe Wreckfest later. Is it Monday today? It's not, is it? I don't even know what day of the week is. Is it Monday? Hang on a minute. Is it Monday today? I'm going to check. Bugger me, it is. Bless me. Oh. Yes, well, now that I can go on my PC and cloud game Wreckfest, I think that there's not going to be a reason for me not to be there, unless, of course, I've fallen asleep. Which is highly unlikely, so I should be there. And at least this time, because I was ready last Monday to play Wreckfest, but I couldn't because my Xbox and my capture card just didn't want to play ball, basically. It is Monday. Yeah, I've just seen that. Yeah. See, that's another bad thing about not working. I have no concept of what day of the week it is. There's nothing to really look forward to. Oh, that sounds really dark and depressing, doesn't it? I have nothing to look forward to. Of course I have stuff to look forward to. I can't look forward to coming in here and streaming to you guys. That's what I look forward to. And do you know what? I said that sarcastically, but I genuinely do. Right. Okay, let's not do too much over here. We need a 16 and a 10. Next, let's get this horse's head done. There. I need to blob on that and then go over it again. That hasn't been done. Is that? Yeah. Trying to concentrate now because I'm doing a light colour with a brush that doesn't really have a proper tip anymore, and not to go over other colours, but also to hide the black line. So just give me a sec if chat's gone up. Can kind of see it in my peripheral vision. Have a look here. It's Monday. Spraying in CS. Yeah. My boy's been playing it. He loves the game. He actually said that it's much better than what CSGO was. Or is. So yeah, I was getting back to what I was saying earlier on. I think I might buy myself a couple of Warhammer or whatever figurines, and I think I'm just going to try one just to see if I enjoy doing it. Although I did really enjoy doing my pen pot yesterday, and then also to see if I am actually any good at it at all. Which, I mean, who knows? That could be my vocation in life. I could become a famous figure painter. You just never know. Life has a funny way of throwing curveballs that you didn't know you were going to catch. Right, 10. It's like I tell you guys all the time, like if you knew me like on a personal level, back before I suffered with panic attacks and stuff, and I'd have told you that, I'm going to go and do some paint by numbers, you would have just laughed and been like, what, you? And yet here I am. And I have to say, I don't bump myself up very often, but I don't think I do a bad job of it. Oh, it's starting to look a bit more like a horse now. Back has started hurting a little earlier than normal. I think that's because yesterday I was on here for almost just over 2 hours. It was such a good stream, though. I really enjoyed it yesterday. Not that I don't enjoy all my streams, but you know what I mean. That one was particularly good. Number 1. Let's get this out of the way. Oh my life! It goes all the way out here. Do you know what? You'll have to bear with me for a sec, because my number 1 paint is. It's. I don't know if you can see that. It's like this big old clumpy mess in there. I don't know how well that's picking that up. Yeah, I need to add some flow agent to this. I need to give it a bit of a stir. There we go. I'm going to add 3 drips. Probably shouldn't have done 3, but there we are. It's done now. Yeah. Let's actually turn it into paint. Rear. Grab all the bits off the sides. That's usually where the drier paint pigment is. Actually looks like paint now. Now, in my opinion, I could probably add another drip, but I don't want to make the white too thin, because it never seems to want to go on very well white. I don't know if it's just the white in these kits. Right, I'll leave that over for a minute. Right, we've got a lot of white to get done. All white then. See what I did there. Well, I think what we can take away from this is I've been an idiot by not thinning the paint out, because now the white seems to be going on so much better. It's like, who knew that could be a thing? Yeah, I'm not sponsored by anybody because no one's stupid enough to sponsor me. But I will show you this really quickly. I've showed you this before. This is what I use, right? This stuff here, this flow improver. And I always thought that stuff like this would be a bit of a gimmick. And I can tell you right now, it's really not. And if you're doing paint by numbers, you really should get yourself some. This stuff is amazing. Oh, it was a big blob. Mark, what are you doing all? There. Drag that into there. Perfect. And then here. There's no sense in wasting the paint that's on this brush here. And I always keep my old paints to my kits. And after doing my paint pot, that pen pot, rather not paint pot. After painting that the other day out of the excess paint that I've got from hit, well, I'm hoping it turns out to be excess anyway. Otherwise, we got problems. But yeah, you can always repurpose it. I bought this metal shelving unit for the bathroom, and they said, you know, it won't rust and whatever else. Anyway, just like most things in life, they lied. It's rusted to hell. And before it actually becomes structurally unsound, I am going to bring it in here. I'm going to get my Dremel out and my rust repair stuff. I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to paint it and restore it. And then I shall cover it in waterproof Mod Podge glue. And then put it back in the bathroom. And I think that's going to take me quite a few hours to do. But I'm kind of looking forward to doing it. I really love working with my hands. I always have done. I've always been pretty. I'm like a jack of all trades but master of none. You know, I can do stuff, but it doesn't mean to say that it's all great. You know, I get by with a little help with my hands. So yeah, right. I think we've got all the paint off of that we're going to get now. Now we can start getting into the pot. Okay. Oh, look at that. That's just going on so much better. I'm trying not to look at the camera as well because I like looking back at the painting afterwards and then seeing it. Because when I look at it on camera, because like, and I've said this to you loads of times, but because I can't really see the white, it doesn't look like anything to me until I look at it on the camera and it's like, wow, that really did make a lot of difference, you know? Right, shall I do this? Yeah, I should do this down in here. I just thought I'm going to be putting my hand in it. Perfect. line there. Brilliant. Well done. And do. Is that's all a number 1 there, isn't it? Get that bit there. I'm sorry if anybody's typing in chat right now. I'm really focused, concentrating there. Oh, balls. Well, clearly not that much focus is happening, because I wouldn't have put my hand in it if I was. There. Oh, that's not good. That bit there. Because one's that lighter blue, which almost looks like a white, and I'm going in there with this white, and it just looks like the same colour to me, but it's not. Yep. Yes, these little bits that take the time. Which I kind of knew that it would, but that seems to be done there. Now, what I might do is, yeah, I'm going to do this bit in here. Because this is number 1, yeah, almost look like a 7 then. Yeah. And there, and then. Look. I might have to take my bracelet off in a minute because it's actually hurting my arm. I'm kind of resting on it. Yeah. What I'll do is later on I shall just check over this white again and see whether or not it needs another coat. I don't know. I just think that the paint that they supply in these kits is very, very thin on certain colours. White definitely happens to be one of them. So if I've got to give it another coat, I've got to give it another coat. Not a problem. What's that? No, that's a 10. So that's where that ends. And then this comes up here. Yep. Around there. Yeah. That was a good job, actually. I've got a lot more to do, but it was a good job. So let's have this one in here. Whilst I've got the white out. Fortunately, going over something white isn't a huge issue. It's just as well, really, since I've done it a couple of times. Trying not to be sparing with the paint, because hopefully the more I put on, the less the likelihood is that I've got to go over it again. One thing I will turn around and say is that the white in these kits, if you're clever enough, you can actually texture it by going over it a couple of times in certain places, and then, like, if you just dab the brush in certain spots, it creates like a different shade, which kind of looks like you've layered it. Hey Kitty, how you doing, beautiful? I'm sorry if you've been in there for a while and I haven't noticed, but I'm kind of engrossed in doing some detailing work with a brush that just is dying of death, and it's got a horrible curl on the end of it, so it's not going where I want it to, and yeah, it's causing me issues and I'm not liking it. But how are you? Did you sleep well in the end? Did you survive the Horde night? Did your base work? Did those little building tips I give you for that grate to stand on, did that work? Nah, I just woke up. Yeah, if I don't answer you straight away, it's purely because I'm just engrossed in this. Luckily, yeah, they worked till they fell off. Oh no, yeah. See, what I normally do is I normally upgrade them to at the very least concrete, and then that usually means that I've got a good base. To keep them going, you know. On white, work with me a bit. Mind you, I'm moaning at the white for not working with me. It probably is, I just can't see it. I am contorting myself in all different types of positions here. I wish sometimes that I didn't have a bad bag. Well, so let me preface that, say that again. I wish all the time I didn't have a bad back, but there are certain times I wish that it didn't. They didn't, they just moved because they tried to break the ceiling right above us. Can't you just rotate the picture? I can rotate the picture, but then it would be further away from me for the bit I need to do. This one's right here. I keep saying it, I need to work out something in here to make this more comfortable, because right now my neck's really hurting, my back's really hurting, my shoulders, I've got pain going across the pair of my shoulders, but I don't want to stop. A, because it's my granddaughter's birthday really soon and I'm trying to get this done, as I've said quite a few times now. But B, because I'm really enjoying doing it and I'm fed up with letting pain constantly ruin everything. The situation I'm sure you're well aware of. And then this over here. Right, yeah, let's get this really filled in. But you can spend your life moaning about stuff. Ain't necessarily going to make it any better though, is it?